Well, yes, I was aware of it, though not until the evening. I wasn't watching the news all day. But when I did hear about it, I imagined how people there might have felt, because I was in Paris, in fact, on the night of the November the 13th attacks, just in the Place de la République. So I heard those attacks happening. So I can imagine how the people felt there, though I was never in any danger myself.
Obviously, it's very sad. It was surprising, but we've seen a few of these kind of similar things recently. I was happy, I think, with the response that David Cameron gave, the statement he gave, but I do think there's a lot more that they could do about it.
Obviously, our European cousins, our heart goes out to them, and we're sorry for the loss of life. It's a shame that it's still happening in Europe, and I think we need to show a unified front and work together to make sure these attacks don't happen. I think the secondary attack is the more concerning issue here, because the first attack was in the airport, and it seemed to be contained shortly afterwards, but then the attack on the metro shortly after that shows that there was more than one team working on this at the same time, and that's obviously more concerning within Belgium. And with it coming shortly after the Paris attacks last year, obviously I'm sure the police over there have got several things they need to sort out with the terrorists and make sure that these attacks stop happening on their soil.
It's terrible and it scares people a lot. And not this weekend, but the other one I'm going to fly. I'm going to visit my sister, and I'm afraid even to go to any airport or the stations or everything, because people, of course, they start to be scared, and we cannot feel safe anywhere, because people, I don't know, we don't know who is good, we don't know who is bad. We just need to, but I think it could be avoided.
I feel a bit angry about it. I'm from France, actually, so yeah, I think I believe quite the same thing as Belgian people, because of the attacks that happened in Paris not long ago. So yeah, I'm angry about terrorism and all that stuff.
They don't make me frightened. I mean, I've lived in London all my life, and I remember clearly when the July 7th bombings happened, and it was scary at the time. It never made me be afraid to take public transport or anything like that. I have friends who don't live in London who come here for university who are kind of more scared about that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, obviously I do feel that it affects me. I think it's whenever this kind of thing happens, there's always a global response, and not just in Europe, but the attacks that happen in Turkey as well, and what's going on in Syria to the people who live there. Like, I definitely feel that affects me, because it's the whole world's problem, really.
No, because we shouldn't be frightened about things like this. The governments and the secret services are working on our behalf to try and keep things secure, and I'm sure they prevent far more attacks than we see in the public domain. I mean, the current attack obviously getting worldwide press coverage at the moment, but we haven't seen attack on British soil in quite a few years. But that's because we're in an island situation, and it's harder to get into ourselves in the first place. And if we can help our European cousins in any way, I think we should be doing that.
Because yeah, even if the attacks are horrible, it's not a big factor of this. I mean, it's not. I have more risk to die in a car accident than in a terrorist attack. So that's not increase my fright about this.